Many thanks for staying with us, and we have two completely different guests here where we'll be turning our attention to an important issue in a city of Lagos. We all know that Lagos is very diverse and dynamic. Even though diverse and dynamic, we live peacefully in Lagos. So having this conversation this morning, we're talking about peaceful coexistence among residents here in Lagos, and we have Omoba Adeyinka Oyediran, social affairs commentator, and Prince Kelvin Nwaha, politician and social commentator. It's nice to have both of you in the studio. Okay, let's start this way. Lagos is often described as, a cultural melting pot. There is no tribe in Nigeria that you will not see in Lagos. That is why Lagos has a population of over 20 million people. So from your perspective, what makes peaceful coexistence both essential and challenging here in Lagos? I'm starting with you, Kelvin.
What makes it challenging and what?
What makes it challenging and essential?
What?
In a city like Lagos.
In a city like Lagos, that is a cosmopolitan state, it is really, really essential that it should be peaceful.
It is.
It should be peaceful, because if it's not peaceful, it's going to be so chaotic. In the sense that you talk about all the tribes in Nigeria, beyond Nigeria.
Even beyond Nigeria.
Even beyond Nigeria. So the need for us to live as human being, I always make this point. The human aspect of us has to play an important role. Not necessarily your tribe, your religion, or all those other vices that are dividing us. When we see ourselves as human beings first, then you treat your fellow human being like a human being. You don't treat someone based on where he's coming from or his religion. You find out that you have a very good place to stay or to live. So it's essential, it is demanding that we should live in that aspect, because that is the only place you can see growth. That's the only place you can see unity. If we leave the vices that has continuously been dividing us and live as a human being, irrespective of who you are, your social class, your social status, and religion and tribe. Okay. So it's very, very essential.
Okay, I have a follow-up for that. Is it true that because people have come from far and wide, they don't have time to, do any other thing apart from what they have come to do here? That is why people are still living peacefully in Lagos.
Thank you very much, madam. This topic is a bit wide, wider than the way we are looking at it today. We should look at how did we come to this stage. Today,
how
Lagos.
Did we come to Lagos?
When you are talking about today's Lagos.
Okay, how did we get here?
Lagos of today. We have to look at the background.
Okay.
I want to, when you look at Egba, nobody needs to tell you that the tendency of migration from Egba people are there. When you talk about, there's some, okay, let me put it this way. Until, I wouldn't say until recently, if it is not up till now, people from Awoyaya, Ibeju, Ise, Ekpe, do you know the Obas and chiefs that take their royalty from Ijebu? Yes. It is to tell you that for Lagos to still be working, accommodating almost everybody, human being by their nature. Some people don't like water. They don't like anything that looks like river. Meanwhile, some people their own existence is within water. Talk about the Ilaje, talk about the Ijos, and they're all here. Whereas you talk about the people from Diego, people from closer to the Atlantic Ocean. If all these are being fabricated by God to be called Lagos. Again, let me say, until around 1973, or when Lagos was created, majority of those parts were on another, they were from another area entirely. It was the composition of, say, Lagos State that brought about the people from Ekpe and Ibeju to be part of Lagos. So I would say that by its composition, by its nature, it is cosmopolitan. Then you now talk about migration. Migration of people from the east, from the north. I want you to do a research, pick up 100 northerners. Let me just say northerners, and ask them of their addresses. It's either you hear Masalashi Idioro, Masalashi Idiaraba, Masalashi Abule, Agege, Masalashi Okoba. Yes, majority of them don't have addresses. Meanwhile, they exist in Lagos here. That is why when I hear some people saying that Lagos has no owner, I feel so bad, and I want to say that I give it to those who have been behind Lagos, making it work. I give it to them. They are bringing, fusing different type, different culture. You know, when you talk about culture, Lagos is a melting point. When you talk about religion, Lagos is a melting point. When you talk about trade, Lagos is a melting point. I want to establish categorically that majority of town and villages in Nigeria has their representative in Lagos here. Again, the government of Lagos State, I don't know how they come about it. You want to look at it that originally it was the federal capital. Despite the fact that the federal capital was moved to Abuja, Lagos did not really feel it, because all the headquarters of all this industry, the headquarters of oil companies, the banking, all these conglomerates, you have their headquarters in Nigeria here. Go to Abuja by Friday, you discover that a lot of people are moving out. So Lagos, that's why I will continue to say that special status of Lagos, that Lagos demand or decided or wanted or deserved should be given. So when you are now talking, I want to bring all these components into existence, into form, so that you will know that to stay here, the fact that we are existing here, and we are moving forward here, we are doing business here. A lot of people even in whatever nooks and crannies they came from, they decide in their mind that until they get to Lagos, business is not yet done. I have seen churches that even their owners, their origin, their home country, don't even know that they are church owners or leaders of church. You have every nooks and cranny church of this church. Recently, CAC has problem of naming the names of churches. It takes them a great deal before they can register churches at the CAC, because multiples of requests and multiple of names. So it is God that is working, and it is government that is working, and human beings that are there need to exist, like my brother said, compulsorily. If we want peace, it is better for us. And what do we need? We need to respect each other. We need to be well informed. We need to get ourselves acquainted to what is obtainable here. Our culture may be different. We have diverse culture, but we respect each other. We know this is yours, this is yours. If I'm a Christian, I should respect Muslim. If I'm a Muslim, I should respect Christian. If I'm a traditionalist, I should respect both. There are so many. I don't think there's any religion in the world that you don't have the representative here in Lagos. As Hare Krishna, this and that. Where?
Okay, let me take it.
So compulsorily, we must respect each other for Lagos to exist and for us to have a peaceful coexistence.
You raised the point. You said even when you look at trade, Lagos is a melting point.
Yes.
And that is where I'm picking my question from now, because in Lagos again we have so many markets. You know, you have one in Alaba, you have in Katangwa, Balogun, and you see that there are a lot of people from diverse ethnic groups who come together and sell their goods and services in that market. And for you, I know that you are one of the leaders in the Mile 12 market as well, and you have different people, especially those from the north and different parts of the country. So how has this also helped sustain peace in Lagos, and how is it going around among the traders to ensure that you all do your businesses despite your different cultures and religion, and you still stay in peace?
Well, I must appreciate the fact that for something to be good or for something to work out fine, you must trace it back to the people that sat together and organized things. Kudos to the leaders of Lagos. Kudos to the leadership of Lagos that made it possible for all these things to work out fine to the extent that we're enjoying today. Because if the leadership is not providing leadership, the markets we are talking about will not be in peace. If the leadership is not providing good leadership, the churches, as he has mentioned, will not also be in peace. If the leadership are not doing what they're supposed to do, the coexistence of human in terms of trade, commerce and whatever will not be in peace. So I give kudos to that. But on a second lane, I will also appreciate those that have come to live in Lagos. I do not also subscribe to people that say Lagos is a no man's land. No. Lagos is owned by a people whom, by the grace of God, geographically find themselves here. If you come to Lagos today, you talk about ownership of, like I said, the Laje people, the Egun, and so on and so forth. And you also talk about somebody who is from Kwara is also a Lagosian. Somebody who is from Ijebu, and so on and so forth, because this is a Yoruba state. So every other person coming from any part of the Yoruba land is also an owner of this place. Then we that come from the south, east and north, we've come to coexist, to cohabit, to stay. And they themselves are making it possible for us to thrive. They are not hostile. I'm not saying it because you know me, I say my things very well. They are not hostile in the actual sense. They are very, very accommodating. And they are also putting things that makes life easy for us. So in market, as you picked, people in the market also tend to tap from that understanding that if you don't coexist very well, you also find it difficult to get things done, in as much as the government has done it in that aspect. And there's another layer of it too. Some of these markets, like you said, the government has even made it possible for non-indigens to aid some of this market. If you go to Alaba, you see predominantly Igbos. You go to My 12, you see predominantly maybe Hausas. Igbos are also there, Yorubas are there. You go to Lagos Island and so on and so forth. Because the understanding and the laid down work was done in such a way that it is accommodating. So it is in our own way of returning, giving back to what has been given to us, that we have to live harmoniously, that we have to work together as a people, because somebody will not give you good and you now return it with evil. So I'll first of all credit the leadership and the government of Lagos State who has made it possible for us to coexist. Even in politics, you see Igbos thriving, you see the Hausas thriving, because the framework was done in that aspect to accommodate. So for us, it is giving back on a good lane what was given to you.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this question, and I want you to answer me sincerely. Have you at any point, being in Lagos, felt, marginalized, by people in Lagos or by the state government?
To a very large extent. Are you asking me as a person?
As a person.
Or as a person?
As a person.
I will tell you no.
Okay.
I've not had an experience that will make me feel so bad.
Okay.
An experience that will make me feel, why am I really here?
Okay.
But some of our people do. And most of the times, I used to ask them, let's bring this thing to the table and find out why you should feel so. Lagos State government have said, don't buy land under the high tension. You as an Igbo man, you as an Hausa man, let me just use, you now go and buy land under high tension.
And it's for their own safety.
Good. If after 10 years of 20 years, the government now says, we have to clear this place, you shout they're against Igbos. A lot of them see us as people who, you know, press must also support what Lagos State is doing. But you have to be objective in the way you look at issues. The Lagos State government says, don't do this, don't do that. Because you can easily do it, maybe because you have the money or you have the connection, you do it. When the law wants to take its course, instead of you to see it from that point of view, you begin to see it from the tribal aspect of chanting and so on and so on. I don't really belong to that class, but that doesn't mean that some people are not also
feeling that way.
You can't take that away. You can't take that away. It is also right to feel that way. But when you now look at the issue properly, you begin now to see whether they are right in feeling that way or they are wrong. But as for me, so far. It's so good.
Okay. Omoba, I'd like you to react to what he just said about, you know, some other people from his tribe, you know, feeling marginalized, even though, you know, what is being advised is for their own good and for their own safety.
Thank you very much. I give it to my people from the eastern part of the country when it comes to trade and trading activities. I'll give, before I address what you have asked, my nature, I want to give the background to it.
Yes.
I remember I was talking to Lagos State government that I want to move the Alaba market to Badagry. And in the entirety, they were interested. You know what? Before that time, we did a survey. We discovered that between Seme-Boda and Cote d'Ivoire, which is 5 countries, you don't have more than 5 or 6 checkpoints. But between Seme-Boda and Maitu, you have 47 checkpoints.
What?
Yes. In fact, I drew the attention of the Minister of Transport. I wrote a paper to him that he has to send them history, including the army. He got in touch with the army, because I am interested in the trade generally. I've been involved in the West African trade from my tender age. I was a member of the Nigerian delegation that wrote the bilateral trade agreement between Nigeria and Liberia in 1989 during Babangida regime. So I have been exposed to the West African country. So, and I was looking at, also a member of Association of Nigerian Exporters, you know, work with Nigeria Export Promotion Council. And I know those that are really moving our trade. So that today, what we are witnessing today of the scarcity of foreign exchange wouldn't have been there. As we are manufacturing, some are manufacturing, some should be trading, and we will be talking of foreign exchange. But you see, when people come from that axis, they want to stop at Seme-Boda, they don't want to enter Lagos. Simply because of the tout and the touting activities on that road. Extortion. Both police and whatever, everybody, even the normal formation that was approved, when it is denied, they break themselves into 3 or 4 segments. Go and see the road, though it's reduced now. Thank God for those that are working, and thank God for those that are responding to that. But and we said, okay, we are going to establish a West African market at that point in time. Arms of fellowship was what the Alaba people turned in. That look, this will. A lot of people want to trade from the West Africa. They want to come. They do come to Alaba market to come and buy. But because of this hazardous situation on the road, you know, humanly created, they don't want to come. And what does that mean? Nigeria is losing. And even those that are buying, you know, internally here, the price will keep on rising. Who is going to suffer? The masses. Because when the transportation is on theirs, and you know, when it comes to transport system,
Okay,
you know, that is my major area.
We must have to stop this conversation here now because we'll be joining a live broadcast right now.
Yes, we did mention that earlier.
Yeah, thank you so much, Omoba Adeyinka Oyedinran and Prince Kelvin Nwaha for your time.
They're both princes. One is in Yoruba, one is in English. They're both princes.
Maybe our producers will have to bring you back again so that we can continue this conversation. But we need to go now. All right, I am Joy Olu. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And I am Adibimpe Motai. I'll see you again tomorrow, God willing.